Welcome everyone to EyeQ Math. EyeQ Math. I wanted to talk to you about this wonderful game that me and my wife created. EyeQ Math is a math card game. What you'll see with this game is that it will show you a bunch of tricks and techniques on how to do certain math equations and to do it mentally. So what I'm going to do right now is to just let you know a little bit about EyeQ Math and the reason why we actually did it. EyeQ Math is a powerful math card game. It can be used for two things. The first thing that it can be used for is actually playing a game. And when you play that game, the game has two sections to it. It has something called Smart Power, and it has another section that is called Brain Power. Smart Power is just playing the card game by itself. Brain Power is when now you and the person who's playing, could be you or your child or two children playing or two college students playing, and what they will be doing is to try to get rid of the cards. I mean, you've played games where you had to play the cards and you have to connect them by colors and numbers. So that's what EyeQ Math does, but it does it in a very different way. So that's what we're going to show you today. We're going to introduce to you EyeQ Math. EyeQ Math is ready to be launched. It's been in the making since 2006, and now we are producing it. And I believe that in just a few weeks you'll be able to have this card in your hand. So if you're watching this in February of 2013, then you know that the card is just a few weeks. If you are in March 2013, then the cards are out. You need to get to Amazon.com and get your own EyeQ Math. Alright? Alright, so let's talk about what EyeQ Math is all about. First of all, you will see cards like these. So the card is a flash card and it's also a game card. The game card, I'm going to show you exactly how it's played, but I'm just going to talk to you about the card itself. You will see here there's a command. That green little arrow here is a command. There are several cards that have commands on them. Let me give you a closer peek. See? Alright. So you have 19 cards that have commands on them. And on these cards, when you play them, you'll see that they have colors also. So you're going to be playing it just like you play any other card game that you have to match the colors or the numbers. Now with these commands, they're a little bit different. These commands, let me just show you exactly what they look like on the paper here. Let me show you. Alright, so there are several commands here. You have this one. This command just tells you that you need to exchange all your cards with the person that the second person in the direction that the arrow is showing. So this arrow here is telling you that it's going that way, and this one the other way. So when you look at it, when you play that card, that means that that arrow, you're going to exchange your card with the second person in the direction of that arrow. This one here is a reverse or skip. That card means that you reverse the direction of the game. The two arrows that you see here, that's the one that you saw on the previous card. This tells the person, the second person, in the direction that the arrow is pointing, to select two cards from the pile. And this card here, this command here tells the other person, when you play that card, it tells the other person to take that, to get one card from them. So that person who played it is going to give you one card. And let me show you this one here. This one is just to exchange two cards. This command tells you to give two cards to the second person on your right or your left, depending on the direction of the arrow. This is a shield. Now it looks black right now, but it is not. It is gold. When you get the card, it will show a gold shield. That means that you can block any command that is given to you. Okay, you play it once. this card that you have here is the freeze card. This one freezes the cards for the next two players. So any command that is played does not need to be obeyed. And this one is the multicolored card, which you can play on any card that you want. Alright? So these are the commands that you're going to be seeing when playing EyeQ Math. But right now we're not going to talk about the commands anymore, but it's just to show you exactly what those things are that are on the side of the card. Shield. So this is what this card is all about. Powerful techniques are placed on these cards. I'm going to talk about this one first. This one tells you to multiply numbers ending by 5. What do you do? Well, the first tips, if you see here, it talks about tips. Tip 1, tip 2, and tip 3. And the tips, what it does is basically, that's the only thing that you will have to learn. You just need to learn the tips on this card so that you can do any of these that you are called to do. So the first thing it says, when you're multiplying, say numbers that ends by 5. And this one is giving you a powerful tool in your mental math collection dealing with squaring two same numbers ending by 5. So let's do one. This one said 25 square. This is a very easy one. 25 square is basically what you have to do. Tip 1 says look at the top front number and add 1 to it, and you get 3. So if you look, you see the top front number, what color it is? It's red. So it tells you to add 1 number on top of that. That becomes 3. Now, tip 2 says, now take your bottom front number, which is 2, and multiply it to the answer in tip 1. So now you're taking your bottom front number, which is a 2, because the numbers are the same, and you multiply it times what you had in tip 1, which is 3. Okay? So now that answer is your first answer for your answer, final answer. Now, tip 3 says, now what you always need to do is to add 25 behind the answer in tip 2, which is 6. So in tip 2 you had 6. So now you just have to add 25 behind it. So now you have 6 to 5. The reason why we say just add 25 is because the two numbers are the same and they end by 5. Alright, so your answer for 25 square is 625. Again, add 1 to the top number, that's 3. And tip 2 says, multiply the 2, that is at the bottom, times that answer, which is 2 times 3, that becomes 6. Tip 3 says, multiply, just take the 25 and put it behind it. Simple. So you just have to remember that. So if you were to do an example like on here, it says 45 square. So what you do, you add 1 to the 4, that becomes 5. And you take the other 4 that was not used, you multiply times 5, that's 20. And the only thing you do next is place a 25 behind it. 20, 25. That's all you have to do. So this is multiplying numbers ending by 5. Same numbers ending by 5. Alright? Okay.